offered 1.8 million DACA or Dreamers individuals some sort of path to legal status. But here is how John Kelly described it. Take a listen.
There are 690,000 official DACA registrants, and the president sent over what amounts to be 2.5 times that number to 1.8 million. The difference between 690 and 1.8 million were the people that some would say were too afraid to sign up, others would say were too lazy to get off their asses, but they didn't sign up.
A lot of Democrats very offended by that. The idea that there definitely were people who were afraid to sign up to DACA. They didn't want the government to have their addresses. But the notion that another reason why people didn't sign up was because they're too lazy to get off their asses. Ana Navarro, what do you think?
I think I'm really sick of this president and everybody who works around him demonizing immigrants. It seems like everything they utter is about MS-13. It seems that everything they utter is about maligning the dreamers and immigrants that come here. Except for the immigrants that married Donald Trump, everybody else seems to be in the pot of bad people and bad hombres. And it is enough. It is enough of dividing us by class, by where we come from, by ethnicity, by gender, by race. It is what he does over and over and over again. And the people around him need to stop enabling him. I know John Kelly. I knew John Kelly in Miami when he was General John Kelly, and I know he talks tough. He's a Marine. That being said, he's now not the Marine commander. He is now the chief of staff, and he needs to set an example. This was a man who in Miami and Southcom, when he was dealing with Latin America, was respected, revered, seen as somebody who understood the problems down there, who was empathetic, who was humane. I have enormous respect for him. I have enormous respect for his family, for his wife, who does so much for Gold Star families. But damn it, the John Kelly that I knew in Miami needs to come and go to Washington and be the one that speaks and that makes things happen, not this guy.
Amanda?
So bring on the shutdown. I mean, honestly, we've been fighting about immigration since I came to Washington in 2005. It has been the central issue for conservative activists. So I agree with Trump. Bring it on. If a shutdown is what it takes to hammer out a deal. And listen, the White House has been pretty clear on what their offer is. We will offer some kind of protection for DACA people in return for border security, ending the visa lottery, and ending chain migration. And yet people like John McCain, God bless his soul, God bless him for trying, but they keep bringing the same deals that keep getting rejected by conservatives over and over. This is insanity. So
you're siding with Trump on the sort of government shutdown.
Sure. Yeah. Let's get this done if that's what it takes. And let's be honest, the last shutdown, I call it a pseudo shutdown because it really wasn't effective. The Democrats did it over the weekend, and the politics are on Trump's side. Bring it on.
But it's also just not clear if you say you would accept that deal. It's not clear if House Republicans would accept
I think the main thing that they're fighting over right now is whether the DACA part of it would provide a legal path to citizenship for the DACA recipients. Let's fight about that.
I think it's crazy for us to be talking and for the President of the United States, the chief executive, to be calling for a shutdown. I mean, it seems to me so callous, so frivolous, so dysfunctional, so stupid. This is the guy who 7 days ago. Let me just say this. This is the guy who 7 days ago was addressing a joint House of Congress, a State of the Union, calling for bipartisanship and let's do things together. And he has spent the last 3 days doing nothing but maligning Democrats and maligning everybody else who doesn't go along with him. Everything he said a week ago was nothing but empty, meaningless rhetoric.
Right, and let's remember really quickly, though, we're in year 1 of Trump. We've already had one pseudo shutdown. We've had Democrats boycotting.
We're in year 2.
Yeah, okay, we're 1 year completed.
Okay.
The honeymoon is over.
I'm just saying, it's like everything's like Black Mirror.
But it seems like dog years, right? This is the 7th year.
Right.
It was a hell of a short honeymoon.
This is what it takes to solve the debate over the single biggest issue. Take a week off and actually devote time for it where there's pressure and leverage and deadlines. Let's do it.
So, Nia Malika, I mean, the irony of John Kelly being criticized for what he's saying here is that he was trying to talk about how this was a better DACA deal than even President Obama offered because it's 1.8 million individuals. But I do want you to listen to Sarah Sanders responding just a few minutes ago to the claims from Democrats and immigration groups that what John Kelly said was inappropriate.
The position of the White House is that we want to fix a problem that was created by the previous administration. We have a system that is not lawful. We have a system that has a lot of legal loopholes and has a very large national security concern. We want to address it completely.
not really a response to the language per se, but Democratic Senator Bob Menendez, a Democrat of New Jersey, tweeted in response, "From S houses to lazy asses, the White House seems to be only concerned with degrading the very people they claim to want to save. Shame on those who insist on demonizing hardworking immigrants for political purposes." Again, John Kelly was talking about how they were offering something generous, but he did so with using language that really offended a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the idea of lazy Latinos, right? I mean, and we've heard from this president as a candidate talk about Mexico sending their rapists and their murderers to America. There is this focus, I think I agree with Anna here, on demonizing immigrants, right? And there isn't a corollary with saying they're a part of this country. This is the only country that many of these DACA recipients have known. Some of them are serving in the military as well. There is instead a focus on MS-13. We have, of course, had the briefing today from the White House talking about MS-13. So that is, I think, missing from this. And I think it's one of the reasons that it makes it so hard for House Republicans to get on board. I mean, how do you ask the House Republicans to give citizenship and amnesty to this group if you're demonizing them constantly?
And Anna, I want you to respond to this tweet from President Trump, the president and vice president invoking the drunk driving death of Indianapolis Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson, who was killed allegedly at the hands of an undocumented immigrant from Guatemala. The president tweeted, "So disgraceful that a person illegally in our country killed Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson. This is just one of many such preventable tragedies. We must get the Dems to get tough on the border and with illegal immigration fast."
So I guess today he's decided not to fight with the NFL. Look, it is one more instance. Donald Trump does not miss any opportunity to find whatever may be going on, to emphasize whatever crimes may have committed by immigrants who have a lower crime rate than native-born. He does not miss an opportunity to bang and attack and bash immigrants over and over again because he's feeding his base, because it's what his base wants to hear, and because he knows that most of America wants to see the DREAM Act issue resolved. And he has got to do it. He feels pressure to do it. So the way he takes the pressure off is by making those kids that are so compelling and those stories that are so compelling, making them demons, making them into bad hombres.
I don't think there was anything wrong with that tweet. Why can't we talk about what a terrible thing it is when illegal immigrants who return to the country illegally again and again continue to commit crimes? See, that's a bad thing. What Democrat is going to defend that? I mean, part of the reason conservative Republicans feel like they're going a little bit crazy and Trump is driven to re-emphasize and dig the knife in when incidents like this occur is because everyone says, "Oh, don't take that seriously." That's not really happening. It does keep happening.
No immigration advocate does not agree with getting rid of every single criminal alien, serious criminal alien.
So why does everybody go crazy?
Because he is never capable of saying one good thing about immigrants. That's why.